Om. 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 Friends, Namaste. In the last episode, we had a discussion as to how we have to change our perception and attitude within in order to stay stable, independent of the external situations and circumstances we face, whether it is favorable or unfavorable. Theory is okay, but how do I practice it? How is it possible? For everything which I have to do as an achievement, which is a new path, I will have to engage myself in practice. Practice makes one perfect. We have heard this old adage. So, what is it I have to do? What is the preparation? What is the continuous practice I have to do in order to maintain stability within? There are some methods which are prescribed. One method which my Guru Swami Chinmayananda has given out as a simple exercise which we have to do every day. We can call as 5-point program. What is the first point? First point is introspect daily. Every day, before we retire, every night, spend 20-25 minutes for yourself, preferably undisturbed by others around. Then just watch yourself, how you behave the whole day. How was your transaction? How many times you became angry? How many times you created disturbance in the other's mind? How many times you made other people smile? So like that, you just watch and witness the proceedings of the day as a sakshi without reacting directly. This is the first step. You have to note that we spend so much of time in doing our other household chores. How many hours you spend in the day? In that schedule, spending just 20-25 minutes in a day is no joke at all. Only thing is we have to make up our mind. This is required for self-development. This is required for self-growth. This is required for purification of the mind. It is the unclean mind which creates disturbance in the mind, which makes my reactions and responses to be wrong. Therefore, the very first step of cleansing the mind is introspect daily. Mere introspection itself is not sufficient. The very purpose of introspection is detect diligently. I will have to identify what are the negativities in my behavior, what were the negative responses what I made to the world outside. That I have to note very carefully. Detect diligently. This is the second step. Then you should be ruthless in taking away the negativity. Therefore, the third step is negate ruthlessly. I have to identify what are the undesirable conduct or the behavior which I made in the day's transaction. First is to detect that, then I have to take it out, negate ruthlessly. This is the third step. And the fourth step, merely negation is not enough, or to make the negation effective, to make the negation to positively take place, I have to seek the support of something more powerful. What is that? Substitute wisely. I have to have the power of positive thoughts, power of thoughts which have new dimensions, which are full of positivity. Therefore, I have to the ones, substitute the thoughts which are powerful. That's called a substitution wisely. Once you do that, you will become free from negativities. You'll be able to find a kind of refreshing, rejuvenating feeling within. Therefore, what are the steps? First step is introspect daily, then detect diligently, negate ruthlessly, substitute wisely, and then grow. There should be inner growth by this. Grow steadily. This is the fifth step, and become free. Free from the dirt, free from the negativities flooding your mind. On the other hand, the positivity should flow in your mind, should be substituted in your mind. The same thought is echoed in our Taittiriya Upanishad. It is said, Swadhyaya pravachanabhyam na pramaditavyam. Swadhyaya is self-study. The first one which I said was introspection or abhyasa. This is Swadhyaya. Taittiriya Upanishad tells every day you have to devote some time, at least about half an hour to 45 minutes, for self-study. Self-study of what? Studying your own self, studying your own actions of yourself, and then bring in corrections wherever required, and then adopt new methods which leads you to the path of Shreyas, which are more effective in making your personality better, which adds value to your own personality. This is the result or the benefit of Swadhyaya, self-study. Swadhyaya pravachanabhyam. Pravachana is not merely lecturing others. Whatever the thing which you got the benefit from Swadhyaya, share it with your kith and kin, so that will reinforce your own idea. That will act as a catalyst or motivator for yourself. Swadhyaya pravachanabhyam na pramaditavyam. Do not give up this habit. Cultivate this as a habit and practice it continuously. Therefore, one method is to keep the mind clean, keep the mind purified, is introspection. The second method is the Swadhyaya, self-study. Then third method is Satsang. You have to be in the company of holy men, company of holy books, and company of those who inspire you, those who motivate you, from whom you get some kind of a new energy filled in. You have to cultivate this habit of satsang. Satsang means it is the being in the company of what is good, what makes you feel good within. So this is the satsang. Therefore, the Swadhyaya, Abhyasa, and Satsang, these are the three methods by which you can clean the mind. Just like we use broomstick, we use dry cloth, we use wet cloth, we use water to rinse. There are several methods to clean. You may even take modern methods of cleaning, modern chemicals to clean the floor, to clean the surface where impurities are there. Use any of these depending on the kind of dirt, what is afflicting the surface. Therefore, you may have to use all this, maybe broomstick, dry cloth, wet cloth, rinsing the water, like whatever is required for taking away the dirt. Similarly, these practices, spiritual practices, whatever you do, they are all meant for purifying the mind. It could be even bhajan, it could be even meditation, it could be even worshipping. Any kind of these practices will only help you to cleanse your mind. The more your mind is clean, the better will be the transactions what you do with the world, and better you are equipped to maintain your stability within. And therefore, the intention is that how to add value to myself instead of making and spending my energy in correcting others. In fact, there is an example. You have heard of famous Vijayanagar Empire in Karnataka, which ruled for about more than 200 years. That was the golden era of our not only our history of our nation, but in the whole world history. In that Vijayanagar kingdom, there was a wise minister who was acute, was very dedicated, very honest, and earned the name and fame from all the people and won the hearts of all the people in the kingdom, including the king. He had become old. He was feeling that he was not able to discharge his duty correctly because of his failing age, failing health. Therefore, he wanted to appoint a wise man to occupy the throne and to maintain the legacy of that Vijayanagar Empire. So, what he did was he sent a white paper on which he drew a long line, long straight line. Then he circulated to the people in the kingdom and asking the people to make the line shorter without erasing, without touching that line anywhere. They were circulated to people in the kingdom without making any distinction of caste, creed, status, qualifications, etc. Then, when this was circulated, people laughed at it. What is this? How can anyone make the line shorter without touching that line anywhere? This looks stupid and crazy. Therefore, nobody attempted and the problem was not solved. Then it was circulated amongst the school teachers, because in those days, school teachers were supposed to be the repository of knowledge. And then again, the teachers also laughed. Who is the person who has coined this or who has made this problem? He looks to be stupid. How can it is against common sense? How can this line may be made smaller without touching or erasing any part of the line? They said it is impossible and then gave it back. Then finally, somebody got an idea. Why not we give this to students? They asked the teacher. Teachers laughed. They said, what are you? When we, the teachers, cannot solve the issue, solve the problem, how do you expect these children or the student to solve this problem? Anyway, you can try. So this was in a classroom. This issue was posed, was presented to the student, and one of the students, he just raised his hand. He said, sir, I can solve the problem. The whole atmosphere was charged with curiosity. Teacher asked, what? Have you understood the problem? Can you do it? He said, sir, yes, I can do it. He took the paper and then drew a longer line extending the original line. Another line he drew alongside the original line, where that line extended beyond the dimension of the original line. Now, in this scenario, when you look at this original line, it looked smaller because the line which was drawn new adjoining the original line was much longer. This is the solution what this boy gave, and he became the minister, and his name was Timmarasu. That was a very great name in the pages of history of Vijayanagar Empire. So therefore, the what is the message? Message is that you have to grow yourself more. That is the only way to grow, not making others timid, but you grow, not making others small, but you grow. This is the message. In fact, the same message has been driven in a Kannada movie called Eradu Rekhegalu, 2 lines. As usual in a filmy story, the boy and the girl fell in love, and the boy said he will go to his town, meet his parents, and share with them about their love affair, and I will come back and we'll get married. But as usual, to great surprise of this girl, when she went there to his house was found locked and nobody knew where they went. After many years, they meet each other. And at that point of time, you know what a traumatic experience for the girl. Now the father admonishes her. See, this is how it happens in life. but you should not try to take revenge on the person who has been able to who has been responsible for this situation in your life. What you have to do is you have to grow yourself within. You grow in such a larger way that you doesn't matter. You can get over the feeling of negativity when you grow positively within. So she becomes an IAS officer. After many years, she finds the person who ditched her is a clerk in the office. She becomes the deputy commissioner. So what it means is, let us not go for correcting others. Let us not keep on identifying negativity in others. On the other hand, let us identify the negativity, use the negativity within us, detect that, and then negate ruthlessly. You must remove them with all the force in our hand. The more I do it, the more I substitute with more values, the more I substitute with the consistent practice of doing this, the better person I become. I add more value to me. Not only that, I will maintain inner stability and experience the peace, which is the most valuable thing, which is hardly found in the present day hurried life what we are leading or what we are finding in the current scenario. So let us make a practice and then find out ourselves how we can enhance the value of our life, how we can lead better life. Hari Om.